the first pic, that's my grandmother on the left and my grandfather in the middle. Those are the people who started it all for there to be an Otillia. And those are my parents, Priska and William. Beautiful. And that's me and my sister. And we are 3 years apart. Me and my sister. Cute. And that's me now in my teens, probably 12 years, and I was back home in the village.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Otillia Pamufenje at Pamufenje Farm. I'm hoping this lighting is good because I'm in my office and because I just wanted peace and quiet so that I can talk to you guys. Welcome once again to our YouTube channel. Today I just decided, let me do this video and introduce myself. You know, I've just been posting these videos and rarely people do not know who is Otillia. Who is Otillia? So today I want to tell you that Otillia is a girl, a lady, gogo, vevazukuru vavo vakawanda, ndine vazukuru vakawanda. I've got 11 grandkids. Yeah, so I was born in Harare, born and bred in Harare. I went to school in Tafara, that's where my parents' house was. And I am the second child of my parents. The second child of my parents. So my parents had 3 children. So my sister, who was the eldest, and then me, who was the second, and my brother, my one and only brother, who was the last child. Sadly, my sister died at the age of 49, and my brother died at the age of 23. So I am that sort of a person who has grown or who grew up with grief, if I can say. So just being me and laughing and joking is what gets me through the day. So sometimes having this YouTube channel helps me to help that somebody who has grown up like me grieving, because it's not easy to lose a brother at 23. And it's not easy as well to lose a sister at 49. So you guys, it's just me trying to introduce myself to the world now that I'm documenting my life at the age of 60 and after retiring from nursing. So I am going to tell you a bit about myself. So like I said, I was born in Harare and I went to school in Tafara. Tafara Primary School was my school where I was educated, and I did a bit of sports then. I loved netball and physical education, which was called PE then, and I also enjoyed singing. And we used to have this teacher who was very good, Miss Mukando, in music. And it it wasn't the same era as William Tite. I think most of you know William Tite. It wasn't the same era. I think I was a bit older than William Tite. William Tite then did music with Miss Mkando after I had left the primary school. We did win a lot of trophies with singing, and I was in the junior team, and with Misty Chihuahua. If anyone can remember out there, that was my music teacher. So you guys, I did my secondary school at St. Peter's Claver in Mbari. My mother really wanted me to go to a Catholic school. My mother wanted me to go to a Catholic school, which was very good of her because it had a bit of discipline, but the traveling was a lot. And furthermore, you know, when you don't pass with flying colors in that era, you couldn't get a place at a government school. So you had to find education elsewhere, unless if you were going to repeat the primary grade 7 examinations, so that you can then pass maybe and then go to a government school maybe which was near. But in that time, the government schools were not that much. They were very limited. There were a few of them. So there was only Mavuku Secondary School, which was catering for all the primary schools, which was like Tafara Primary School, Tafara number 2, Tsinrano, Tashinga, and all sorts. I think there were about 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken, of these primary schools, and only 1 secondary school, and Mavuku Primary School as well. So there were so many of them, and so only 1 secondary school was there. Until then, Tafara, I think it is called Tafara number 1 secondary school, I can't remember. That's when there were like 2 secondary schools, and I'm hoping nowadays, I think there are more than that. So that's where I went to school, in St. Peter's Claver in Mbari. So I used to board a bus, and a school bus, straight to Mbari, and then in the evening the same, or sometimes you would walk into town and then get a bus from Julius Nyerere Munozia Parmato, and then go home. So yes, so I am a pure Hararian. Hararian. So I had my aunt who lived in Mbari as well. So sometimes I would go to Mbari to my aunt Otillia. That's where I would go, and then I would stay with my aunt and go home at some point. And I married very young. Yes, I married very young. I was very young when I married. I was 18, and I wedded after I had 2 kids, and I've got only girl child. I've got only girls. I've got 4 girls. I've got 4 beautiful girls. So the first one has got 3 kids. That's 3 grandkids. The second one has got 2. That's 5 from my kids. And then I've got 5 more kids from my sister. My sister's kids are mine. That's how I take it myself. So the first boy doesn't have kids. The second one has got 2. That makes it 7. And then the third girl, the eldest girl from my sister, has got 1. That makes them 8. And then the second girl has got 1. That makes them 9. And then we have got another one who is from my nephew, who is called Primrose. I think you have met Primrose on one of my videos. Yes. So Primrose is not the eldest, but Primrose comes after Trisha. Trisha is the oldest from my first child. So you see, I'm already on 10. And I lied anyway, because if I am counting on Sekuru Jeff's side, there are 3 there. Because his daughter has got 2 and his son has got 1. So those are 3. So which means I've got 9 plus 3. I'm blessed. 9 plus 3. That makes them 12. So I had said 11. No, I've got 12 actually. I've got 12. So you guys, I am so much blessed. I thank God for all that. So I would like also to tell you that when I married young, I wedded, white wedding. I would try and pin some of the photos if I can, but I don't think I will, because, you know, if marriage is dissolved, sometimes you don't keep such photos, because it has been almost a decade when the marriage was dissolved. But anyway, so growing up, I aspired to be a police woman. Honestly, I've got my sister who is a retired policewoman. Hello, sister. I know you watch this. I'll send you a clip of this so that you can watch it. Yes, sister, my Stella. I so much was inspired by her, so I wanted to be a policeman. So after completing my O-levels, I had to go to Morris Depot, and I was told I was short. I was supposed to be like 5 centimeters a bit taller for me to get into the police force. Just imagine how I like that uniform. Our Zim police uniform. I loved it. But that's where the dream was shattered, because of my height. Because of my height, the dream was shattered. So anyway, after that was shattered, I managed to do what they called it at that time, temporal teaching. So I went into temporal teaching, and I taught at Porte in Domboshawa for some time, and I went to Chipangura Primary School in Chikwaka, just near my home, and I used to go with all the cooked food from my mom. And I also taught at Mavudzi Primary School, again in Chikwaka, just near my homestead as well. That is just near Pamufenje Farm. So I taught there. So I then relocated. After having all my 4 kids, I relocated to England. But I was still married then to my first husband then. I was still married. So I relocated in 2002 to England. And I really wanted to enhance myself, to be educated, to do something for myself. So I came to England and I went to school with the qualifications I had. You know, after finishing my O-levels, I forgot about that part. I was married young, of course, but I managed to supplement to do my ordinary levels. You know, dreams are valid. Dreams are valid. I supplemented while at least I had kids. And I managed to go to do secretarial. I did Pittman qualifications at Lifelong College. Hello, colleagues. Anybody there who knew me from Lifelong College? Hello, I'm here. Dreams are valid. I wanted to be a secretary. You know, we were so inspired by the late president's wife, Grace Mugabe. She was a secretary. And she married the president. But my ambition wasn't to marry a president, was just to work for myself and to provide for my kids. So when I came to England, I had good qualifications, and I managed to get into nursing school. You guys, it was refreshing. It was something that was very there. It was in my heart that I wanted to be someone for myself, someone who would look after my parents, because my siblings were all gone to heaven. So who was going to look after my parents? So I had to make sure that I graft for my parents, for my kids, and to make a name for myself. And I grafted. So I came, and in 2004, April of 2004, I enrolled into nursing school, and I finished in 2008. 2008, my mother managed to visit, and I qualified as a nurse in 2008. And with that being said, I didn't stop there. I continued, I persevered, because I really wanted to be someone. I wanted to continue enlarging my territory up here. And I really did. So I enhanced myself. I paid for my tuition fees to do my Bachelor of Science degree in palliative care. And I finished around 2011. That's when I finished my degree in palliative care. I've worked in communities here in England, and I've worked in hospitals here in England. And if you haven't seen my retirement video, please go and watch it here on YouTube. It's there on YouTube, and you can watch that. So this video is just to inspire somebody out there that, you know what, dreams are valid. Dreams are valid. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you are as well. You can still do something for yourself. You can make a name for yourself. And I've managed to look after my parents. I've managed to look after my sister's kids. I've managed to look after relatives from my ex-husband's family to my family too. I've managed to keep my family here in England, to sustain them here in England. So dreams are valid. And at this time, it's like, no, let's enjoy our life now. I'm of age. 60 is a good number. While least I can still walk, I still have got the marbles. I still have got the marbles. Let me do my thing and enjoy life. I'm not saying you can't work. I'm still working. It's from nursing to farming, to looking after the pigs, to looking after the cows, to looking after the soil, the plants. That's what I am enjoying now, and by so doing, we'll be documenting what we are doing, the development at the village, at the homestead, the development in the fields. We'll be documenting that. So you guys, hit that subscribe button, and let's continue to enhance each other and encourage each other and inspire each other. So for that person, those who are coming now, in the diaspora, whether you're going to Australia, USA, Canada, South Africa, whatever country, whichever country you are, dreams are valid. Persevere, be focused with what you want to do. So subscribe, you guys, and like, comment on this video, a one-to-one video with me, with the one and only Otillia. This is about developing communities in my area. Those from my area, come on guys, let's encourage each other. Hit that subscribe button. Vaira Duve, I'm one of yours. Vaira Duve, yes, the zebra itself, I'm here. Let's do it. Thank you for watching, and continue to watch and continue to tune in. You are so much appreciated. So much appreciated. I thank you. See you next time. Ciao. That's my brother and me as a teenager. That's me in Tafara, where we used to live, my parents' house. And that's my brother, who I lost at 23. And that's me and my friend, St. Peter's Claver in Bare. That's where we used to go. I was in Form 3 then. That's me on my wedding day with my Baba Mukuru, my ex's brother. And that's me having communion on my wedding. Joyful day. And that's me in England with a friend whilst we were doing silver service in Birmingham, ICC Birmingham. Dreams are valid. And that's me graduating as a nurse from the University of Central England. That's the village I managed to build, because that's what your dreams are made of. And I could do that because I was determined. And that's another achievement. A house in England. A house in England. So much valid dreams. So you guys, let's continue to persevere and to be determined. And that's me on my sister's funeral. Sad days and happy days. You know, life goes on. Continue to tune in, guys.